I thought we needed to do a better job of jamming and disrupting, getting guys up underneath. When you single up guys and you play single high, it's a hard transition for those DBs. If you put them in that situation all the time. So, we obviously got to do a better job. So obviously the loss hurts very much, but after the performance, it is what it is. We lost by 3. So now what are you going to take away from it? What was the positive things that we did? What are the things we need to correct? Let's correct those, okay? And then let's take the positives and build upon those. And that's how you get better as a football team. And we're going to continue to do that. So, we have to do it offense, defense, kicking. To win football games, you got to play complementary football in all 3 phases. And we didn't do a good enough job of that.
We're having a QB1 party, and I'm wearing an orange boa.
I got the Justin Fields Forever T-shirt on. The whole town is smitten here, Trent.
We are so excited to have one of the most exciting players in the NFL play quarterback for the Bears. How did he grade out this week? Welcome to the QB1 party, by the way.
Yeah, you guys look great.
Thank you. Danny Parkins, Matt Spiegel look great, by the way. No
3 double pluses, 7 pluses, 4 minuses, and the best thing is this 2 weeks in a row with no double minuses.
Wow.
All right. We got ourselves a quarterback, boys.
So no double minuses, Trent. He hasn't been intercepted in 4 of the last 6 games. No interceptions.
No fumbles either.
What's up? This is Jalen Johnson, cornerback of the Chicago Bears. And you're watching my boys, the Bears Mafia, on the Beardown Breakdown right here on Beardown 24/7.
It's the Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Shake the whole lake down. Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Shake the whole lake down. Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Shake the whole lake down. Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Get down, lay down. We can talk modern era, we can talk throwback, but when we talk it's real talk, chump. We don't hold back. These other guys love to lie, bruh. We don't promote that. Mo facts, mo stacks, Mr. Clean, no cap. Switch the whole game on them like a trick play. Competition going missing, no sick day. It's big bears bearing down in the big way, shaking the lake for the monsters of the Midway. It's the Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Shake the whole lake down. Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Shake the whole lake down. Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Shake the whole lake down. Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Get down, lay down.
All right, everybody, what is going on? Welcome to the Beardown Breakdown. Once again, I am your host, Mike. Tonight, we are joined by Adam Wolf.
What's up, Beardown? Just a quick heads up. Sorry about the technical issues, but we are being sponsored by Mike's Wi-Fi tonight. So
it is fucking terrible. I'm not even going to lie to you. Jason Mallardino.
What up? What up?
We have Marlon, Mr. Chicago Williams.
Chicago, what up? Beardown.
Beardown Bravo himself, John McNabb. John forgot to unmute.
What's going on, y'all? Bear down.
There you go. We have Leon Grizzly Moses.
What's up, y'all? Bear down. Let's go.
And our special guest tonight, hiding under the name William Lindahl, is actually Tom Novins, or Hubert, whatever you want to call him.
What's up,
G'day, Chicago fans. Looking forward to the show.
I like it. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Again, like Adam said, I apologize if the Wi-Fi gets a little spotty. We've been struggling with it for a couple weeks. So before we get started, though, everybody, please give us a like on the Beardown 24/7 page and follow us on our YouTube channel for some content you can't get anywhere else. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll that on the bottom of the screen. Let's get started. Loss against Miami, or was it a win? A lot of Chicago fans are feeling pretty positive coming out of that loss. It's probably the most positive loss I've heard about in I don't know how long. So let's go ahead and start it off with the round table here. Adam, what is your thoughts on that Miami game?
Loss is a loss any way you look at it. But I think it's probably a game we were supposed to lose, especially when you're looking at it like at the beginning of the season. It's definitely a game we were supposed to lose. But the way we hung in, I think our defense played a lot better in the second half. But Jalen Johnson got his ass beat pretty much all game except for that final play right before the last drive. We ran the ball very effectively, including Justin Fields, out there setting NFL records and stuff. You kind of have to grade Justin at what he was, and that was pretty much an A+. So take that for what it's worth. Other than that, there was some really good takeaways from this game. Obviously, some bad calls. NFL came out and apologized today, but go fuck yourself. It doesn't really matter now. But yeah, there's a lot of good things you can take away from this game. So, yeah, there you
go. All right, we got a Adam Wolf for president. Little comment there. So, Jason,
big brother.
I did notice the last name. Jason, go ahead.
Well, that guy Jason does make a pretty good point and has a great name. Anyways, like Adam said, Justin. Listen, I think I was one of the biggest critics or harsh guys on him, and it's complete 180 that what he's done since the mini bye and the coaching staff. So the things we are begging, what we kind of want to see happen. Justin looks like he's getting more comfortable. Some people are saying about the passing numbers, and I honestly don't know if they're watching the games or whatever, but he is making good decisions in pass, even though he kind of got intercepted and got called back, but that's a whole different story. He is making better decisions, I think quicker decisions. He is, he's throwing the balls, receivers are dropping it. But it's what we kind of said. We say, hey, listen, he's progressing. The coaching staff, you gotta give them credit that said, okay, they took that, I guess that mini bye, whatever they call it, and adjusted. Because me and Mike were saying before, I said normally I'm the kind of person who hates early buys, but this one of the few years where I felt it would have helped the team, and I guess that bye did. Defense is ass. What can you say? You could blame the refs all you want, but you're letting up 30, 35 points a game. It's hard to win games. So, but that's fine because we got a defensive coach, and I think that part will be fixed. And we just need to work on a lot more things than Justin too. So, but that's future discussions. So.
All right. Hubert, I'm going to skip over you because I want to get to you last. Let's go to Marlon.
Unmute.
This is the greatest
commentary Marlon's ever given.
This is perfect. Good job. Keep it up, buddy.
You muted.
All right. I think Marlon.
Now he's muted and frozen.
All right.
There it is.
Mute me.
There
All
you are,
right,
Peter.
I didn't mute you.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, I think, ladies and gentlemen of Bears Nation, we finally have ourselves a fucking quarterback. And I am fucking just overjoyed with the maturation that I'm seeing coming from Justin Fields these last few weeks. The fact that he's been leading this team, getting more comfortable with this offense, scoring at will, whether it be using his arm or using his legs to run for touchdowns. The fact that he's doing both. He's been averaging, 2 or 3 touchdowns a game for the last 3 fucking weeks, whether it be just throwing or just running or both. The fact that he is fucking growing and developing before our very eyes it's beautiful. It's wonderful to see the fact that we now, in modern day time, before somebody jumps on me about saying this shit, the fact that we have never had a quarterback in modern day time that we can brag about, boast about, and have confidence in saying, because he's our quarterback, we're going to win this game. Or because he's our quarterback, this is going to be a strong possibility that we do win this game. Because now we're seeing our leader grow. He's getting more and more familiarized with his offense, looking much more poised and fucking confident out there. And he's trusting not only his ability, but he's trusting his playmakers out there to potentially make plays. Now, that's going to come when this newly acquired receiver, Chase Claypool, on the team now I do strongly believe him and Justin going to develop some great chemistry together. I'm excited to see that between him, Mooney, and Chase Claypool, with maybe, Cole Kmet coming around to some degree. This is going to be a sight to see as Bears fans. I'm definitely proud about that. It's safe to say, and I've come to this realization that we made our defense a human sacrifice because in order for our offense to succeed, we had to sacrifice our fucking defense because our defense looks like shit now. I mean, it's god awful. The only thing we can hang our hats on defensively is the damn secondary. And the fact that our secondary is going to be leading us in tackles this year says a lot about how bad our fucking defense is. We have no personnel, we have no talent, and we're just going to have to wing this out to see how well we play to, at the very least, get some turnovers to help get the ball back to Justin so he can help lead us in more games and win more games for us and having to rely on our fucking our defense to do that. So I'm not a moral victory kind of guy, but I do love the fact that we were in a game that I had us fucking getting our asses kicked against Miami, given the fact that we were going against the most dangerous goddamn player in football, in Tyreek Hill, and him and Waddle were just having a goddamn field day. The fact we were playing that bullshit soft coverage, not being able to fucking stop them from catching the ball or getting yards after the catch was pissing me off. But some of us talked in the group chat, talked about how if we have a better defensive front, then that soft coverage will look a lot different when we have better defensive linemen to help rush the passer and get more pressure on the quarterback. So when that happens, then obviously soft coverage will look better. But again, the fact that we stood up against Miami, shit, I was fucking impressed with it. I don't like the fact that we lost because some stupid ass ref who shouldn't have made it out that goddamn stadium unscathed let that goddamn missed call go and see it was a blatant ass pass interference call. But we're seeing the development of our quarterback, ladies and gentlemen, and I am fucking excited about seeing more of him and seeing how this is going to continue to progress throughout the season. So that's great. Bear the fuck down.
All right, let me bring Gil in here. Gil just jumped in, but let's move it over to John. John, what was your thoughts on the game?
Let's see. Lots of work on
Mike. I just read the bottom too.
You're welcome.
Lot to work on the defense. Lot to work on. Got to get some edge rushers. But as far as the game, I like that Claypool stepped in and, I mean, of course, he didn't do much, but you see that he is a playmaker. You see that he's going to be someone that we could count on once he gets in the rhythm of things. I don't like the third down or the a lot of the screen passes to Mooney for first downs when he gets thrown down like a rag doll once someone touches him. I think he has other skill sets, and I think that Claypool's going to play a big role in that area. Justin, hey, what can I say? I'm not going to give him the full 100% like you're who we hope you were, but you're right down that aisle, man. You're on that aisle in the store. You're picking up the right progressions and thing like that, and what you created for yourself with the Bears is looking pretty talented. I also credit that a lot to Getsy. He's doing a great job with Justin.
Yeah.
The three-headed monster run game. I don't like that Justin runs as much as he does, only because it scares me for health reasons. But if he can stay clean, it doesn't look like guys are teeing off on him like they did early in the year when he took those slides. Yes, we wanted them to slide more down low and not like a baseball or such a baseball slide, but even now he's sliding kind of like a baseball slide, and people aren't taking those risks no more. And I like that because Justin's starting to get calls. So I like the progression of the team. I think it's a moral victory. I don't look at it as, oh man, we played well. I'm not going to sit here and do that. But just seeing Justin pick and choose who he wants to throw to, make smart decisions, and the run game work the way it does, and how dynamic he is in the run game. And one more thing, that look off when he he looked off the defender with his eyes and he took off for that touchdown. Just the way he acted like he was going to throw.
Yeah, he
And
faked
when
the
he
throw.
took,
Yeah,
oh my gosh, that
was incredible.
was like, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And if he can stay healthy doing it, it's going to be beautiful for us. And it's a good thing moving forward.
All right, perfect. Hey, before we move on, because we got Leon Gill, and I want to get over to Hubert. Hey, so we have this comment here. I just want to throw this up here. Quinn Weirman, whatever. He's here to shit on Bears fans everywhere.
And it says everywhere.
So here's the deal,
What the hell's
Quinn.
everywhere?
Here's the deal, Quinn. We are a pretty cordial group here in Bears Mafia and on the Beardown Breakdown. So Adam Wolf is going to go ahead and send you the link to get onto the show. And feel free to jump in here. We would love for you to come shit on us. I bet you don't show up, though. So moving on, let's go over to let's go over to Leon.
Willie Glow.
Willie Glow in the house.
Well, I like I do want to be shit on. That's not my thing, Mike. That
is not what Mike Carrico told me. But anyway, let's move on.
I can't hear shit, guys.
Leon can't hear
It's coming
anything.
in, breaking up so bad.
Leon, you got
Y'all
it?
got me?
I got you. Go ahead. Nope, we had you, and then you left.
Well, real quick, Mike, I just want to point out the fact that for 4 straight games, and I can't remember what the record is, the fact that we have run for over 200 fucking yards collectively as a unit for 4 straight games is fucking incredible. I mean, a 3-headed monster. Like I told y'all this during the offseason that I wanted to see us have that 3-headed monster, including Justin Fields, in that running game. And we're seeing this shit coming to fruition the way we're seeing this. This is just amazing, man. Like
I would be stupid to get away from Montgomery.
It's hard to stop, man.
All right, let's keep it moving. Though I want to get to Gil and I want to get to Huber, outsider's opinion on the whole game. So, Gil, give me your thoughts real quick.
Well, I'll start on the defensive side. The defensive side was atrocious, other than Brisker. We know what it is. I mean, we just, even with Roquan and Quinn there, I mean, we know it wouldn't have made a difference. So, I mean, we're going to have to draft to fix that free agency. The offensive side of the ball, I just love the creativeness of it. Basically, because you're beginning to see Justin Fields begin to get confidence, where he's beginning to form that, like, you see that leap. He's starting to edge toward taking that leap going forward, and he's feeling comfortable. And you can see once he's getting in that rhythm, that offense is starting to like kind of flow with him. Obviously, with Claypool there, it's going to take a couple games. You're going to see another change in there, but I mean, overall, I mean, we got our negative and plus in it, but on the offensive side, I see a lot of promise. With our offense, I think it's going to get better. I mean, we're going to go through a couple toils because of the defense, but I mean, overall, I mean, I was satisfied with the growth of Justin Fields.
Okay. All right, let's kick it over to our guest, Hubert. Give us your outside opinion on the Miami-Chicago game.
Well, I won't give you my opinion on the game because I think everyone else here has covered it pretty well. But I'll answer the question: the loss against Miami, or is it a win? And I'm going to say to me, I don't even think it's close. I think it was an absolute win. Justin Fields continues to get better. His confidence continues to grow. I mean, he set an all-time NFL record. He looked fantastic. And then on the other end of it, you lost. And I'm not always a big believer in, well, if you're not going to win, you should just lose and tank for draft picks. I think it's case by case, but I do think there's situations and years where it is better to lose and get better draft picks. And I think Chicago is in such a situation. As an old Seahawks coach once said, right, I'd rather have 4 wins than 7. So I think it's a really, I just caught it. I think it was a win for the Bears. And for anyone who's is still upset about the loss, I promise you, you're upset. The call should have been should have been DPI, and then you probably would have won the game. Yes, I promise you, come draft day, when you're up on the clock and it's 7th overall, 8th overall, whatever it is, I promise you, if a magic fairy drops down and says, hey, I can wave a wand right now and I'll automatically undo that loss, it will be a win. It will count as a win right now today, but you're going to fall back to 16, 17 overall. Would you take it? I promise you, you won't take that. The other couple of other
feedback I wanted to give on Marlon's point about the defense, and Gilberto hit on it as well. I wouldn't be so quick to say that your defense is necessarily going to be terrible. First of all, that's against Miami, right? It's one game against Miami, and they've been doing that to everyone. So let's see a larger sample size. The other thing I'd say is, unlike an offense where one or two star skill players can make a difference, the defense, it's like a living thing, and all 11 pieces have an exact same amount of impact. They all rely on each other. It's like a living organism. So when you take out Robert Quinn and Roquan Smith and just take them out, there's like two of the most highest performing players, two of the players that everyone relies on to make big plays. There's a loss to the unit. It's more than just the loss of the two great players. Like, that hurts the organism. But as they continue with whoever's replacing them, as it's Sanborn, and I don't know who the DE is, but as you continue to kind of, the defense grows and kind of recovers 2-3 games, it's like adjusts to the fact that these two key pieces have been taken out, they will naturally get better. Now, listen, your defense could still be terrible. Let's see how they do against the Lions. But I wouldn't be so quick to just assume because of those two losses we're terrible against one game against Miami, who I read somewhere like on a record pace for passing the ball.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love that outsider perspective. Thank you for that. So my take is this. Justin has taken a step, right? And that's what we all wanted. This was the growth and development year, and this was the tryout for everybody on the roster. Am I ready to say he is a great quarterback? Not yet, but I'm telling you, he's trending in that direction. Hubert made a little joke about I'd rather win 4 than 7. That was my saying. I absolutely would. That's where I stand. To me, the Matt Nagy era, we complained about mediocrity and that mediocrity was killing us in the draft and all these things. And I find that a lot of Bears fans want to go right back to this year. And I'd rather not be a 7-win team that's not going to make the playoffs if I can get a higher draft position. That's just me. Overall, I thought the defense is what the defense is. You have a lot of players on there that probably are not going to be on this roster or not going to be in starting positions next year, and I'm okay with that. Like I said, this is a tryout year. I fully expect us to go defensive heavy in free agency just because the talent is on the defensive side in free agency. I think we're going to add some offensive weapons in the draft. So did it hurt to lose this game? I think we all kind of expected it. Was it kind of a blessing that we lost in the way we did? Absolutely. It showed a lot of growth out of this team. So,
but I will say this too, Mike, that us going 7-10 this year, possibly, that looks different than the Nagy 7-10 or 7-9 or 8-18, right? Because looking at the lack of talent that we have, we can still pull off 7 wins this year, despite not having that much talent. That's a win within itself.
That would be great if we weren't going 5-12.
I don't think they're going 5-12 though.
So here's
7-10.
Here's my rebuttal to that though. You led with our lack of talent. Okay, so yes, we have a lack of talent,
and we can still win games because we're competing though.
And guess what? Next year, if you're going to give me the number 5, 6, 7 pick in the draft or the number 13, 14, or 15, I would rather have 5, 6, or 7 to add to that talent.
Hey, Marlon.
The Lions were competitive in most of the games last year.
Hey, Marlon. Who do you want in the draft? So, like the worst, like the bad, like who do you want?
We already know this answer. It's the same guy we all want.
Well, I mean, listen, and I've already told y'all he's going to be gone between the
CJ Stroud.
No. Jalen Carter. Georgia
so,
boy.
So,
I mean,
so,
the
so,
boys
so
are
us picking 13, so us winning 7 games and not having and being like the 13th pick, not even having a shot at them. You rather have that than just kind of taking on.
We'll be the 13th.
I honestly
just don't see the team laying down like that. I just don't see them laying down.
John, I understand the professionals. I understand they're not just going to lay down. Like we all understand that. I'm just saying, and what we want is for the longevity of having like a type of player of Jalen Carter. Or even
we can trade up.
If you could tell me,
we can trade up for him.
I mean, honestly, the Miami game.
Now you want to trade away draft pick.
Miami gave us the perfect warehouse. We saw entertainment and we lost. Then that's what
But
it
what I'm
is.
saying is, if you have a magic wand that says we're going to get Carter if we lose this many games, we can do that. It's just not. That's not how
I
it
know
works.
it's not possible because I've come to the realization. I think we're close to go to the 8 wins the way the offense is playing right now.
I have
But
a
just
recent
because,
case.
listen,
I have a recent case
5-12,
study.
don't mean we're going to be able to get them.
Go ahead, Hubert.
I have a recent case study that kind of backs up what Jason's saying, and it's a team close to Jason's heart, the Philadelphia Eagles. Not only did they kind of tank in that final game a couple of years ago in Week 17 against the Washington Commanders. I think they were the Redskins at the time. They were up, and they literally pulled Jalen Hurts from the game in the fourth quarter so that they would lose. Just deliberately on the final game of the season on Monday Night Football so that they would get a better draft pick. They ended up losing that game. They literally threw it on national television. They pulled Hurts out for no reason. Because of that, they picked 6 overall instead of 12 overall. They then traded back and to Miami so Miami could get Waddle. They've since turned that loss has since netted them 3 first-round draft picks. One of them they spent on the Jordan Davis out of Georgia, and now they have another one next year. I promise you, Philadelphia does not regret tanking that game.
Listen, the Giants were pissed about that too. The Giants were pissed about them.
Here's another. I would do something for you better, Hubert, and I always bring this up. And I know it's the wrong pick, and I'm going to bring up a bad situation. Back in the 16th season, it's late December. We played the 49ers. What did we do?
I don't remember.
We won the game. Guess what happened? We went from being the 2nd overall pick to the 3rd overall pick. Guess what happened?
You've traded the whole bunch of picks.
Traded up for Mitch Trubisky. So even though it was the wrong pick, you factor in what we traded up for Mitch, which was still a stupid trade. If we lost that game, never would have make the trade. We would have had extra draft picks.
We probably would have just got him earlier in the damn draft without having to move up spots.
That's my point, Marlon. That's my point. I'm saying we're winning pointless games at this point. It's just kind of stupid.
We still got him though, so that
Hubert, do you think that
the point is, I'm trying to tell you, Marlon, is we actually gave up more draft capital if we just lost one more game.
But
we wouldn't have to do that move.
The draft capital, though. It's the fact that we got him and we gave up draft capital.
That's the point I'm trying to tell you, Marlon.
Okay, we're getting off the track here. Go ahead, John.
All right.
If the Lions was to win 4 games, would you be happy? No, I'm just saying, like right now, your franchise's fans and like the whole franchise, the city of Detroit, everything, whatever, Detroit and everything.
Are you asking what I want or what the Lions fans in most want?
Okay, of you, of course, that's cool. But next week, do you think that the majority of Lions fans want to win that game?
Yes, I think the majority of Lions fans want to. I think short term and want to win as much as.
Do you think real quick, Marlon? Hold on. Do you think that the players are thinking they want to lose right now?
No, I think that the players love Dan Campbell.
Okay, real quick, and I'm almost done, Jason. Hold on. So what I'm saying is, do you guys need a top draft pick, Hubert? The Lions, do they need a top draft pick?
Oh yeah, yes we do.
Okay, so with that said, there's not a Lions fan on this planet that's going to say if the team slips out 5 more victories right now, that they're not going to call that season a pretty. They're going to be pumped about next year, right?
But there is a Lions fan saying that. He's right in the middle of our screen.
I'm just saying it's the same thing for the Bears. These players are not going to. The Lions players are not going to lay down to get a draft pick.
Time out.
Oh,
time
no.
out. Wait. Time out. I have to address this because John, this is your go-to.
Because even with the development of Justin Fields, if he can run his ass off and win the rest of the games, he's going to do it, not caring about what draft pick it is.
John. Time out.
John, what has me, Mike, Adam, who are pro tanking or whatever, ever said to players that are way down?
I get that you want to tank, but I'm just saying that's
You include me in that one.
We understand, John, that they're not going to do it. Like, I don't understand why you try to hammer to that point. We understand that, but for the better of the franchise, it's better to lose now than to win.
I think we all on this panel want the best draft pick. I agree.
Bite the bullet. That's what it is.
I think there's I don't think you would ever say
6 or 7 games. We'll still get a great draft pick though.
I mean, you would never.
Not with 7 or 8.
Go ahead.
You would never want your coach and the players to deliberately lose a game. Like that would be abhorrent. Like as fans, you hope we do, and if you're crafty enough, you can do things like pull Justin Fields in the fourth quarter of the final game when you're up by 3 touchdowns.
The final game, not fucking week.
And you hope that they lose, but I don't hope that I wouldn't hope that the coach purposely loses. I hope they try and win, but I'm rooting for them to play well but lose at the end. Like Miami last week, it was my dream scenario. Everyone plays great, but we just get blown out by like a freak team on a hot streak.
Right.
It's about hoping. It's about hoping versus hoping they lose versus someone actually says, "Hey, you need to lose."
So this is a question of short term versus long term. Short term, it's going to make it's going to make every Bears fan feel better to win 7 games. Long term, it's not in the best interest of a rebuilding team. That's just where we're at.
I get it.
And let me add to that, Mike. Let me add to that as an opponent, a rival, and I say this honestly. I really, truly hope for the worst for the Chicago Bears. I want you to win as many games as possible. I would rather you win 7 or 8 games than 4 games. I'm being honest, but but if a rival thinks that's the worst scenario for you, it's an interesting insight. It's an interesting insight to make you say, "Well,
we have some competition because." The Packers aren't even trying to tank, and they
suck shit. They just
see, that's my other issue. That's my other issue. Like,
hey, Hubert,
so last year, for example, and now we're getting off topic. But like,
out of the top 10 draft picks last year,
strategically get us in position to get a top prospect in this draft, despite us winning 6 or 7 games, though.
See, what I'm saying is, here's the problem.
The top 10 draft picks this last draft. How many of them are productive so far this year?
That's a great point.
This is Poles. Poles can get us in a position to get us a top prospect.
The kid from New York, the cornerback from New York.
Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner's good.
Pretty damn good.
Hutch is doing pretty good in Detroit. Cross, the tackle in Carolina, is doing pretty good. I'm just going off the top of my head. Drake London, the receiver in Atlanta, is doing pretty good. He's doing all right.
Okay, well,
no, he wasn't.
I think Evan Neal out of Alabama is doing pretty good in New York.
Quan Briscoe is doing pretty damn good.
But not a top 10 pick.
Yeah, he's not a top 10 guy.
I'd say off the top of my head, but to John's point is, I think John's point is, just because you're a top 10 pick, it doesn't mean a guaranteed, Pro Bowl level contributor in the first year. That's true. I would say 5 of the
yeah, but also, all right.
The best thing for the Bears.
My point is this. My point is this. My point is this. I would rather have the bullets, have the bullets for the gun than not have the bullets for the gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather have the opportunity to fuck up the draft pick, or at least here's also the dream scenario. If we are like a top 4 pick, and let's say we just say fuck Jalen Carter, there's a team like Detroit who goes off in a great winning streak and they won like 8 games. So then we're like, okay, Detroit, you can take our 4th pick and we can go back to the 12th pick and we can grab your, future. Like, there's so much
we can. For draft junkies. These NFL guys don't care about this shit.
I understand the owners Poles does. You don't think Poles thinks like this right now?
Do you think Swift?
The Eagles have done it to trade down, and Zuber touched on it.
Ryan Poles has been on the road scouting since he got here.
Do you think that Swift?
We don't get a great pick in the first round, regardless where we position. I really do believe that because of the GM that we have.
John,
John. Do you think
the other thing was last year?
Do you think Amon-Ra St. Brown's like, hey man, give me fucking 35 yards. I need this draft pick. This coming up.
John.
Or
Oh
is he
no, the
trying to
players
win
want to
again?
win.
Wait,
The
wait, wait,
players
wait,
want
wait.
to win.
John,
That's
stop.
all I'm saying. Justin
but-
Fields ain't laying down like that.
That's a stupid ass argument. And I'm going to tell you why it's a stupid argument. It's because nobody has ever said that the players are going to lay down. Nobody has ever said that the coach is going to lose games. What we have all said is this is a team that is extremely devoid of talent. And okay, so getting 7 wins and but you don't, because you keep saying the players aren't going to lay down. It's not about that. It's about being a team that's really not that good, that has a chance to get better next year. That's what it's about. It has nothing to do with the players not wanting to win.
I think that everybody on this panel wants a good draft pick.
Okay, so
listen, and I'm of the mindset that we're going to get a good draft pick regardless of where we position in the first round. I honestly believe that.
Don, I compared us. Remember when I said that, you know, we compared ourselves to cars? I mean, I just compare this team as a Pinto right now. It is. We're not a Mustang. We ain't revved up to be.
But the problem here too is that I guess we'll get off is like there's so many 3-win teams right now that
that's what I'm saying.
I think six wins.
There's 6-win teams right now. That's horrible.
Yep.
Yeah, but
there's like five. There's like 5 really good teams in the league right now, and everybody else is pretty much.
We won 6 wins last year, and we were 7th overall. I don't think a 6-win team is going to be in our top 10 this year. Like it's not possible how bad it
NFC
is.
sucks so bad that the fact that we're one of those 3-win teams is still in the hunt. That says a lot about how we're going to still be in a hunt towards the end of the year when you think about it, because these other damn teams, I don't see nobody really just going on no outlandish ass winning streak no time soon. Now, obviously, Brady just won a game against the Rams, but that don't necessarily mean they're going to start just like hauling ass and start winning games. The Rams look awful and banged up right now, too. The only team that look really good, it looks really damn good, is the Eagles in the NFC for the most part. Giants look pretty good for the most part, too, surprisingly enough. San Francisco is up and down. We don't know exactly what's going to actually
They're going to awaken. Give them a few. They'll awaken.
Cowboys are okay.
Cowboys are who they are.
Everybody in the NFC East is pretty much good, except for the Commanders.
Yeah, they're all good.
The entire NFC South just sucks shits, period. Like, the South is just horrible. The North, where we at, the fact that Minnesota, we all
the North
saw
is horrible.
winning division anyway.
I was going to say, you can say the
that,
South sucks, but the North is
the North is right in.
I'm gonna say this right now. Minnesota's probably, and this is why I think we're going to win against Minnesota, because
Minnesota's going to be in the playoffs.
They're going to rest everyone. I'm telling you, they're going to have that second seed locked up, and they're just going. It's going to be the worst case scenario for us because they're just going to rest everyone.
I was saying I'm not.
Hats on is winning the division. That's all they're going to hang their hats on, because they're not going far in the playoffs.
I agree.
Kirk Cousins is still Kirk Cousins.
I'm not hating. I'm just calling it as I see it. Like, let's assume the Vikings are going to win the division. I think it's going to be the weakest division winner we've had in 10 years.
Absolutely.
Like, I think it's going to be that. Like, I think they're actually weaker than the Case Keenum Vikings that had a decent defense. So I think they're a weak. I can't remember the last time we had a division that was this bad and the winner was like not.
Even the West is struggling. Like you look at the West.
Seattle win a game.
Seattle's the only legit team there. Like you said, the Niners are up and down. The Cardinals or whatever, and the Rams. I just saw Matthew Stafford has a concussion, so it helps the Lions too.
The two most surprising teams in the NFC is the Seahawks and the Giants.
And then Allen Robinson's sitting there with 200 yards. So I mean,
I told y'all he was going to do.
John was wrong.
Hey, can I do a quick, before we cut back to Mike, can I ask Adam for a quick check-in? That guy that was talking a whole lot of trash that you sent the link out to,
I couldn't even send him the link. His account's like super private, and you can't even send him a message.
I wonder if his last name's name. Never mind.
I already know.
Anyway, he hasn't commented since then, so I'm pretty sure he's not even watching anymore. So
he ran. He
didn't like that. Started talking shit. He did.
I do want to say that Hubert's been on one show and he's getting comments already from Sir, what's his name? Sir Rooker VWO.
Rocker. That's Rocker.
Yeah, I know who the fuck it is. It's Rob Haspels.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's Rob. It's Rob. So he wants to know if the Lions get another great Studley draft pick, will you trade them to the Vikings again?
He's making a Hawk joke.
Yeah,
He's making
I
a
know.
Hawk joke.
That had to
Probably.
hurt, though, Herbert. I would have asked you about that, too, but I asked you about
Hey,
that.
I want to congratulate TJ Hawkinson. He's finally going to get to lose in the playoffs. So
Exactly. Exactly. He graduated from being at the bottom of the goddamn division to now going and getting put out first round.
So let's
And if nobody knows, Hubert's kind of a very subtle, like, you know, how do I put it, Hugh?
I don't know. What are you trying to say?
I don't know.
Okay, now
Bears troller? Bears
No,
bad?
he leans toward the Bears a little bit when he's not playing the Bears or when it's not, you know.
If it's the Bears are by far my. If the Lions aren't going to win, I always win the division. I always root for the Bears. Like I like the Bears a lot more than the Vikings or the Packers. If the Bears weren't in our division, I would. If the Bears moved over to the AFC North, I would root for them.
Well, that's a good segue into our next topic, which is who's the best of the worst in the division? Bears versus Lions.
That's a funny question.
Jason, give us your score predictions.
Oh, we're doing that now?
Yeah.
All right. It's going to be 33-30. St. Brown with a winning touchdown because he redeems himself from the drop. Bears win.
I was going to say, which St. Brown?
Which St. Brown? I thought you meant Amon Ra.
No.
You're a cynical motherfucker, Jason.
Okay. So
we
Jason,
redemption game, baby, redemption game. And he's going to tell his brother, stick it up their ass.
let's move it along to. Let's. Sorry, I was reading comments there. Move it along to John.
Man. Oh, man. Santos stays perfect. 42-3.
You're saying 42-3 Lions, huh?
What the fuck?
You said. Well, for the record, I already had this up here. John picked the Lions to win earlier today, 45-3. So he dropped that. Yeah.
Yeah. Change it to Jason saying we're gonna lose to the damn.
No, to be honest,
I just said we won.
Our linebackers are really bad right now. That's also part on the D line. I think they beat us over the middle quite a bit because of our linebackers. Jack Sanborn is going to be running in circles.
With what tight ends?
Just like every other.
29. 20. Here we go. 17-29 Bears.
Ooh, that's a 12-point swing. Okay. Gil.
The way that defense is, and I know that we were trying to say that, you know, we were talking about Miami earlier, but I see us taking a hit on this one, man. 35-28. I think the Lions overcome us, man. I think they're going to waken up, and I think they're going to. It's going to be a little bit of slugfest, but I think they're going to take it, man.
All right, let's go.
Is it in Chicago?
In Chicago.
Yes. Let's go, Marlon.
Well, considering the fact that their emotional ass coach is going to be too fixated on biting kneecaps and ass cheeks, I'm going to say we're going to win this game 30-23. Bears are going to win at home. Justin's going to have another 4-touchdown game. I want to give a shout out to Lester, who I fucking love his prediction last week, because as outlandish as it sounded at first, he damn sure almost came close to having 5 touchdowns in that game. So the fact that he had 4, Justin's going to have a fucking field day out here. If you all remember, he did pretty well against the Lions last year. So I see more of that. I see more of that continuing on this year. We're going to win this game either 30-23 or 33-23. Bears.
All right. Hey, I know you gave a shout out to Lester. We all want to give a shout out to Lester. I don't know if you saw it earlier, but he did tell you to take that Roquan jersey down.
Fuck
I was going to ask you about that. What's up with that?
That's my last damn last active player on our goddamn roster who ain't hit no fucking more. So I have no more active players on my goddamn jersey.
Put Hester over there.
I'm gonna put Brandon Marshall jersey up next episode. Don't worry.
Here's what's really happening is Marlon has figured out he can have 42 college teams. Now he can have 2 NFL teams. He's
Fuck
like Jason.
you, okay? No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't have 42 college teams, you bastard. First off,
Shout out Jason.
First off,
41.
I am a Michigan fan.
Oh, here we go.
Tennessee because my wife went to Tennessee.
Wait, what?
I root for
Are you
Tennessee
telling me
because
all-
my wife went to Tennessee. So
I like Southware Pennsylvania State. Go ahead.
Southware.
You just named like 5 schools right now, bro.
I love the fact that I love all the Georgia players because we end up
Oh,
drafting some
6
of the best
schools.
Georgia players. But I don't root for Georgia. I don't root, especially
You
when
don't
they're
even
going
like
against my
Georgia.
actual
You're
team.
always
Though.
talking about Georgia players.
Georgia players are great though. They listen. They
Which is-
produce well in the NFL. They produce well, so I have to give them credit for that shit.
All right,
But I'm
go
a
ahead.
Michigan fan.
Good.
Yeah, Riley Ridley
That's-
is great, man.
Let's go on to Adam.
When you give them a try, Adam, don't be an ass.
Adam, what's your score prediction?
I don't see this as being the same shootout that everybody else is seeing. Division games, never really that. I think both struggling defenses actually come to play a little bit. I'm going to say Bears pull out a win 23-16.
Ooh. Okay, that's super close to my prediction. You got me stuck there. I'm gonna go ahead and give yep, you know what? I'll give mine and then we'll go to Hubert. Mine, I kind of agree with Adam. I don't think this is going to be some 30-point game. I think it's going to be a little bit lower scoring. Usually division games, it's not usually a real high scoring affair. I will go 24-17 Lions. I think they're gonna catch us. I really do.
Get the hell out of here.
Hey,
Get out of here, Mike.
We've talked about it all day. Some feelings were hurt, but it is what it is. That's my prediction.
You don't believe that shit.
I ain't nobody's feeling hurt.
You're trolling right now.
I
You
just
don't
think
believe
it's a
that
stinky,
shit. Mike
stinky
don't
way of
believe that
thinking.
You see that?
bullshit. Listen, ladies and gentlemen of Bears Nation, Mike is lying to you all right fucking now. He is lying to
Exactly.
the American
You don't believe
people
that
of the
shit.
Bears Nation. He's just
He don't
trolling,
believe that
ladies
shit.
and gentlemen. Don't indulge.
I want to hit. I want to hit the rewind button real quick, and all you guys that are in this little circle, did I or did I not say before this season started? Don't be shocked if we don't get swept by Detroit.
Yeah,
You
you
were
did
trolling.
You
Just
say
because
that.
you said it don't mean you meant the shit. You don't mean
I said
it.
split.
So coming off some losses, you don't think that we're gonna try to? If Mitch could handle damn Detroit, you don't think Justin Fields can, man? Come
This is
on.
a different team, though. We have a
Justin
different
handled
team.
them
I agree.
last
I
year.
agree with you. I
Justin
agree with
handled
you.
them last year, so
So,
just
bad.
FYI.
so to answer your question, the Lions are also coming off a pretty big win for them because even though Green Bay is bad, that's a big win for the
Big
Detroit
win,
Lions.
15-9 was
100%. You're right.
Okay, no way. Well, the Packers suck shit, so
He
we
didn't
don't
say
whoop their
it
ass
was a
too.
margin
Don't
of
worry about
victory,
it.
but it was a fucking victory nonetheless against
It was-
a division opponent.
They fought hard.
We're gonna beat them
Annually
too.
beats the living shit out of them.
You have to give them
We're gonna
respect.
beat
I mean, they fought them
Well,
hard. So
hold on, time.
We can't.
We're
We
gonna
can't
beat
say
them
that
too.
till we do it, man.
We're
Wait,
gonna beat them too. Fuck that.
wait. Time out. Hubert, before you give your score prediction, I need you to answer a question for me. Can you do that?
Yes, sir.
What 2 teams did Detroit beat this year?
We beat Washington and Green Bay.
What 2 teams did Chicago not beat this year?
What's
Washington.
that mean?
Green Bay and Washington.
What's that
Okay.
mean,
Green Bay,
man?
Minnesota.
Mike
Okay.
insists on being an ass.
This ain't the
man.
lottery,
Don't worry
man.
about
This ain't lottery
Okay.
pick.
I'm just saying they're not as bad as everybody wants to say.
I like
they
what
are.
you did there.
Who, the Lions?
They're not.
The
John,
Lions
they're
are
not
gonna do what the Lions do.
I'm not gonna hate
Which
on
is
them, man. But
lie.
come on, like
They lie.
All right.
I told myself I'm not gonna hate on them before the show, and I'm not really hating because I know they got some offensive power. But what I'm saying is
I got
this:
mad love for you.
don't like
the
just
Lions
act like
are
we're way
who they
worse
are.
than them, man. That's horrible.
I didn't say we were way worse than them. I made it a close game.
I got mad love for Hubert, and I appreciate Hubert being on the show.
I
giving
appreciate
realistic
Hubert
views.
too.
But the
I definitely
Lions
appreciate you.
are going to do what the Lions do, which is lie. Simple as that.
All right, Hubert. With all, the rest of the show is yours. Give us your opinion.
I've got the Bears winning 24-17. The Lions are 2-4 over the last six years in Chicago. And for most of those going into the game with Stafford versus Mitch, you could probably make an argument even last year with Goff versus a struggling young pup Fields. You could probably argue the Lions had the better, hotter quarterback going in. And we're 2-4. So now all of a sudden we're going into Chicago and you've got the hotter quarterback. I don't see the win. I think it's 24-17, but I think it's kind of like the Lions score a late touchdown or a late field goal to put a little bit of makeup on the score. The other thing to think of, I'm 99% sure Dan Campbell's never had a win on the road. We struggle outside. We struggle historically in Chicago. I don't see, unless something crazy happens, like you're throwing interceptions at the 3-yard line, like Aaron Rodgers. I think it's 24-17, but I think the actual game is not as close as the score.
Hubert, can I ask you a question?
Shoot.
Your offensive line, what are they really good at? Run blocking or pass blocking?
They're better at run blocking, but it's a pretty good line all in all. It hasn't lived, to be honest, it hasn't lived up to its billing. It's not as good as everyone says, but it's still like a pretty good line. We can do both things pretty good.
All right, well, because I thought I saw your guys run blocking was like 4th best in the NFL. Point is, the Bears' run defense is horrible. So there's that.
Yeah, but look at the Lions. Look at the Lions' run defense versus quarterbacks. On third,
that's why I think it's going to be high scoring because neither team can stop them. That's why I think it's going to be high scoring.
Not only that, but how good is your secondary, though, Hubert? How good is the Lions' secondary?
They're okay.
We're on pace for like one of the worst all-time defenses in NFL history.
And given the fact that we just newly acquired a 6'4",
it's not good
240-pound receiver. All right.
When's the last time we threw for 200 yards?
I could definitely see Justin Fields hitting a few big plays. I could see Justin Fields hitting a few big plays.
Mike is out to be an ass. I'm ignoring Mike right now.
Listen,
I'm not going to even have this with him.
This is my point. We can talk about their secondary, but it's not like our passing game is setting the fucking world on fire, fellas.
It will. It will. Give it time. It will.
I think Mike makes a great point. I think it's a matchup of two.
We've given it
9 straight weeks.
We are getting more touchdowns, though. Are we not averaging like 3? Is Justin not averaging like 3 touchdowns these last 3-4 weeks?
Yeah, but not passing.
3 weeks, rather.
But not passing.
Not passing.
Not passing. It's been passing and running like collectively. Like in totality,
he had 3
passing
touchdowns on Sunday. That's about as good as you're gonna get.
He should have fucking did.
That is true though.
He had 3 touchdowns the week before too, by the way. But okay,
passing? No.
I mean totality. I mean total.
Yeah, but we're talking about just the passing game right now.
I'm talking about
Bears passing offense versus Lions passing.
We can run the ball down the field all day long and then pass for a touchdown. But our passing game still sucks at the end.
It's still a touchdown.
So that,
we're talking about the passing game though.
But here's the
we're
thing:
we're talking about wins and losses.
You said, "How is your secondary?" Like we were going to come out and throw for 450.
You're in tears.
Listen. Don't you dare insinuate shit that you think I'm trying to say. I didn't say that. What I did say though is the fact that their secondary is lacking. That could be an advantage for us in terms of deep passing down the field to Chase Claypool.
I definitely felt you were insinuating that Fields would get 450 passing yards. I got that.
No. Listen, Hubert, one thing about me is I don't try to say a goddamn thing. I just come out outright and say it. Now, if I said that, I would just came out and said that shit. I don't think he's going to get 400 yards. Absolutely. No.
I just don't think Claypool
250.
All right, Marlon, how many passes does
I just don't think Claypool, I think he's not, he'll be out there. I don't think he's going to have that much of a, impact of the game.
Slowly.
He'll do more this week.
Marlon,
he'll be a little bit more, but John, I mean, he still has to get timing.
I bet you Bayless has a few good catches too.
Bayless is not even playing, so that's even.
Yeah, Bayless won't be active. Well, hold on. I want to get this one here. Hubert, what did you ask him?
Marlon, I would like to hear how many passing yards Justin Fields has in this game. Not total yards, passing yards.
I'll say 250.
Okay, so this is a great. I'd like to say to everyone watching, please make sure you tell your friends and catch up with the Beardown breakdown next week to see if Justin Fields hits 250.
I love that. I love that infomercial.
I think he will. I
I'll
think
say
he will.
190. I'll be in the middle 190.
This is the week for him to do it. So
I'm going to say it'll be closer
We've been
to
saying that
150.
for 4 weeks.
I'm going to say it'll be closer
Oh
to
my
150
God,
than
Mike!
250.
Stop being a damn Debbie Downer in Jason's words.
that's 100. That's 100.
That's not being a
yards,
Debbie Downer.
man.
That's being 100% real.
I
What was
think
it? What was your
he will
prediction?
pass
Quit
for
defending Mike.
199
Shut up.
and a half yards.
Stop defending
0.5.
Mike. Shut up. He's gonna have about 90 yards running too. By the way, he won't quite get 100.
Yeah, the runner is not going to be the issue.
That he probably will.
Pass.
That he probably will.
Was that a pass and interference call, Hubert? On
I mean,
Claypool?
yeah, I mean that was pretty clear cut.
Goddamn,
Right?
that was blatant. I mean, Stevie Wonder saw that shit.
He's from another team. I just want to hear it.
Hey guys, the league came out and apologized, so all is forgiven.
Fuck them for apologizing. They ain't gonna give us a goddamn game back for the shit. Fuck
Oh, I
them.
mean, how about this,
Oh,
guys?
glad that we don't.
How about
Glad
not
that
have
we
a
don't.
punt blocked or the defense actually showing up? You won't have to worry about passing interference call.
Little fun fact for you guys. I don't know if you noticed or not, but on that blocked punt, you know whose fault that was, right?
Yeah.
That was Khalil Herbert.
Herbert.
Yeah, that was Herbert. Yeah.
And why was he out there is another whole nother issue.
Why was that not Ebner? I thought Ebner was on the goddamn.
Yeah,
I don't know why Khalil Herbert's out there blocking the edge on a
Yeah, he can't even pass block. So why the fuck is he out there for?
Ebner is on the
special
goddamn
teams?
receivers. Why the fuck was he not out there? That was
All right,
fucking stupid.
Hold on. Before we wrap up the show, Robert Argo, who watches pretty faithfully, has a couple questions. How many targets is Cole Kmet getting? And he followed that up with, y'all are always sleeping on him ever since the first week I popped in here. I will start this, and then you guys can throw in your 2 cents. As
Cole
far as
Kmet just showed up.
As far as how many targets he's getting, it's all going to be dependent on how much he has to stay in and block.
How much he drops the ball? It's going to depend on how many targets he's going to get. It depends on how many goddamn drop passes he get. That's how many targets.
That makes sense.
I say about 3. Shit,
Marlon, how many?
Being nice.
Marlon, how many drop passes does Cole Kmet have this year?
Shit, I don't know. It's too many for me. Goddamn it.
It's 2. How many does DeAndre Hopkins have?
Bullshit. He got more than that. I've seen more than that. Fuck that.
Travis Kelce has 7, just for clarity.
Just for clarification. He played a whole goddamn year, and he's actually been getting targets every fucking game. So he also had 4 touchdowns in one game, which is an NFL record for a goddamn tight end.
Adam Wolf's dropping some Packer fan logic. Adam was dropping some Packer fan logic. Komet's got 2 drops. Kelsey's got 7. Therefore,
Cole Kmet.
Hey, Mike, he's got stuck in the same way.
Solidifies that Cole Komet's the GOAT.
Listen, Hubert, don't mind Adam. Cole Kmet is Adam's guy, so he ain't been playing like shit till last week. So
well, he's not Jason's guy. I was with Jason in the chat room the second you guys picked him. He was not happy.
Up until 3 weeks ago, Cole Kmet wasn't even getting schemed open because Cole Kmet had a hard time getting open on his own. Now he's getting schemed open, which is very helpful. You saw it the other day.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll agree to that.
Yeah.
I will agree to that. All right, everybody, enjoy that Bears-Lions game this week. Beardown, Hubert, I want to thank you for coming on the show. You are welcome on here anytime, Lions week or not a Lions week. We'd love to have you.
Salute you.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Love to have you.
Hey, Hubert, I'm going to actually be at the game of Lions in Detroit, but in Detroit.
Hey,
all right. If I come around, I'll go with you.
Yeah, I was there last year at that game, Thanksgiving, so it was a pretty good game.
One more thing before I cut this off. Fuck you, Melvin Griffin, just because fuck you. Okay, everybody have a good week.
What an ass.